Hi guys, it's Amy from Mimi Stitchery, formerly known as A Little Farm Quilts. Um, Today is Saturday, November 5th. Holy cow, we're in November already. Seems like this month came fast. Listen, I'm looking for some information. It is Saturday, November 5th. Let's get it together, Amy. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 3:30 at my filming of this. We've had a very busy day so far. So I thought I'd try to get on and get you a quick Flosstube because actually I have a little bit to talk about this week. So let's welcome to all my new subscribers. I've had an uptick in those. Welcome to all the ones that watch me faithfully every week and maybe just jump in from time to time. I really do appreciate it. I love interacting in the community. I really, really do. I wish at this time that I could be more active in posting, but I'm really kind of MIA in Instagram for the most part, and also MIA in my community tab on my YouTube channel. But just life is busy, so I'm using time to stitch and craft and help family members and trying to finish up my master's degree. And so there's just not a lot of time left to post, as I'm sure you can all imagine. So, but I do have stuff to talk about today. Let's see, what do I have for you? Everything is everywhere, number one. First of all, I want to thank Proverbs. This is the YouTube channel. Proverbs 3122 for giving me a little bit of a shout out. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Loved your video. I hope you can find something you like in this one. You will notice Modern Folk Embroidery Sal is missing from my backdrop here. It's because I've set it out in the living room. It is all laced and ready to be framed, and I'm thinking if I set it up in my living room, my husband and I will get motivated to make the frame for it. So that's MIA back here. She mentioned that in her video, so I wanted to just let everybody know it's still here. Yeah, it's here. But thank you very much. I'm so appreciative when somebody finds something they like here. The other elephant in the room, I cut all my hair off. So it's really short in the back. I think it was like 8 or 9 inches. It is really windblown right now, so it doesn't normally look quite this crazy, but it's crazy right now. It's really windy here today, and we've been outside. But it's beautiful. 75 degrees in upstate New York in November. I don't think I recall a time ever that that's happened in my lifetime. Ever. I'm in shorts today, people. There's something just, I'm all for it. Like, keep me in the nice weather. I'm all for it. I just feel like my daughter and I were talking the other day. I feel like we're going to pay for this winter. That's what I feel like. But I'm enjoying it right now. We're outside a whole lot more than we usually are this time of year. It's great. It's great. It could stay like this the whole winter. I'd be totally happy and not mind being in upstate New York for the winter. But it's not going to stay this way. Well, at least I don't think so. Who knows? Who knows? All right. Let's get to some stitching. It's a mess here. If you could see these, people, it is an utter mess. Let's talk about my daily stitch, my 25/7 piece. It's 25/7 or more. It is Lost No More. It's a Dimensions Gold kit. I've been stitching on this since the 90s. For those of you that are new here, I started this in the 90s, put it away, raised some kids, pulled it out of a bin a couple of years ago, and I've been working on it pretty consistently since then. Although on and off, I get bored of it and I go. When I pulled it out of the bin, I had this corner done, like the very tip of his staff. So I had this corner done. So just that gives you an idea of how much I've done. I would say in the last year, I've really been concentrating on it, but I have had it back out for like the last 2 years. I'm stitching it on the kit Ada with the kit floss, which I have to tell you, don't wait that long to finish kits because I find that the floss has dried out quite a bit and it's breaking. I'm not worried about running out of floss because it's a Dimensions Gold and I can probably figure out a DMC that's close enough and it'll work. So I'm not really worried about that, but the thread is not the quality that I would like it to be. Okay, here we are. This is your... So this corner up here, I had... Let me see if I can do this. When I pulled it out of the bin, I had this corner, some of these leaves, the very tip of the staff, and some of this done. And some of this done in here. And so this is where I am now. I'm now to the bottom corner there. And then for those of you that haven't been watching, my computer's driving me a little nuts right now. I had a mistake in here somewhere, so I was working this down and this over at the same time to make sure this draping was going to look okay. And now I've been working on pulling this all the way over to meet this here. So I'm working in here. But there you go. I say this every time. It looks really good when I hold it up. It really, really does. I really like the look of it. There is no way my original goal was to have this done this year. I just cannot see that. Sorry, that was a really close up, right? Really close up. I can't see that happening. I will be honest. Like, it's become my morning stitch, and that's been great. I picked it up again last night, and I don't know if I just didn't feel like stitching at all. I want to make sure I brought something with me. But I worked on it for like 5 minutes and put it back down. So, yeah. I don't know what it is, but I am wanting, it's definitely going to get done next year. Definitely. I want it done. The other piece I want to show you is my travel piece. I was able to put 2 or 3 threads into this week. It doesn't sound like a lot, but progress is progress, right? This is a Mill Hill Buttons and Beads. This is the Tree of Life. I am stitching it on the perforated paper with the kit floss. I have started doing some of the beading, which if you've been watching, you've already seen that part. I have a thread on here. Hold on. And I was working in the trunk. So I put some threads into the trunk. So you'll see right here. This is my travel stitching because quite honestly, it's easy for me to see. It's small. It is in my camper bag that I got from Gail, from Gail's Golden Needle, which is perfect for these kits. But I basically filled in some of the trunk and pulled it down. I still like working on it. Still not a huge fan of working on perforated paper. But, and I'm not sure, to be honest, if I will do another Mill Hill like this. But I'm enjoying this one. There's so many other things I want to do. And I will always need to have a travel piece. But I think that my travel piece may end up working into a project that's on Ada, like a stocking. That's kind of where my head's at right now. But that's a travel piece. This is my travel piece. And I do like it when I'm looking at it. I have the frame already up in my cabinet. Sorry, somebody just parked outside my house. And I'm wondering who it is. Sorry, it's a zipper. This is my Sunday stitch that I'll show you. It is the ferret from Cottage Garden Samplings. I'm stitching this with a hashtag Wood Sunday Sale. And I'm stitching this with Gail from Gail's Golden Needle. I am stitching this on 36 count spring by Picture This Plus that was dyed for this for this stitch. Sorry, that car's still sitting out there. We live out in the country, so when somebody pulls up outside your door, you're kind of wondering, what it is. So it's probably Amazon. They've hired a bunch of like regular people they're hiring around here for Amazon delivery, so it could be them. Okay, let's get to the ferret. I made quite a bit of progress last Sunday. We would really like to get this done very soon. This is where I'm at. We'd like to get this done pretty soon because we have some plans that I'll talk about here shortly. Sorry, my hair is driving me crazy. Yeah. That's good. I got pretty far. I think I'm actually going to pull this out again today. I'm getting ready to settle down for the evening. This will come back out and get today. It'll get at minimum today and tomorrow because I will stitch it in the morning with Gail. We do a very early morning stitchy Zoom on Sunday mornings. If anybody wants to join us, you may, but I'm telling you, it's early. It's usually between 6 and 6:30 my time, which is 5 and 5:30 her time. So if you're an early riser, you want to be part, by all means, have at it. The only other cross stitch that I worked on this week was my Disney piece. It's World of Disney. I'm not going to tell you where I got it because not good customer service. Didn't respond to emails when I had trouble uploading the file. I ended up getting the file and it's fine, but I'm not going to support somebody that. And now the person I got this from is now MIA on Etsy, so I'm not sure what happened there. And I think it's licensed. I mean, I think they had permission. I don't know that for sure, so I'm not going to. Anyway, World of Disney. I decided this needed to start getting some work if it was ever going to get done in my lifetime. And I had said something to Gail about, I thought, that I would focus a lot of my stitching during the week on my full coverage for the rest of the year to try to get them some significant progress before the new year. And I still may do that. You know me, I'm going to stitch what I feel like, and so wherever that takes me. If that keeps me in the full coverage, that's fine. If it doesn't, that's fine too. But I put over 1,000 stitches into this. There is still some missing confetti in here that I'm going back and filling in. But I did start to work down into here, because into here, if you look in the design, it's right here. It's this, what is it? It's actually, I'm on the wrong side. It's right here. It's this, where am I? Right here. There's a bird there. Yep. There's a bird in a tree, and they have a blue kind of flag, I think. And that's where I stitched down to, was the bird right here. And you can see a little bit of blue in there. So I've been working on that. I didn't bring my tablet, so I don't know at what percentage I am, but I can tell you it's pretty low. Just is what it is. And that's all the cross stitch I did this week. So let's talk about knitting. It's just brief. So for those of you that don't want the knitting, it's going to be a very brief knitting update. Last night when I didn't want to stitch, I remembered that I had knitting projects. There's a couple things. I have a pair of socks that I need to finish. I have an Afghan that I don't like how it's coming out, so I got to rework that. Then I have, I had a kitted cowl pattern from Forbidden Fiber Co. And I have another kitted knitting that I don't remember what it is now. It could be, oh, it's another pair of socks. It's DK weight socks. That's kitted. I also have this kit that I got from Forbidden Fiber Co. It was part of what they had a Marvel box, an Avenger box, and the Infinity War wrap pattern came in it. And I'm going to show you the yarn. This is Black Panther. I'm trying to remember what's what. I think this is Nebula. That might be Thanos. This might be Nebula. Then I have Loki. I have Iron Man. Whoops. And I have Scarlet Witch. And I was going to start this wrap. Then I looked through the instructions of this wrap, and I'm kind of a beginning knitter. The instructions of this wrap were a little complicated. I think I could have figured it out, but I want to start with something easier. So what I did start last night, I cast on, this is a mess, sorry. It's called the Clover Cowl. Patterns by Leanne Ross from Forbidden Fiber Co. It's called the Clover Cowl. And I'm doing this with Genesis Yarn from Forbidden Fiber Co. Subplot, Protagonist, and Antihero. It is 100% superwash merino yarn. So let me show you the colors. Here's one of them. It's not as bright green as the pattern shows. There's a gray. Let's see if I can get this other one out of here. And then there's the blue. So these are the colors. And I cast it on using the called for needles. I have US size 6 4mm needles. And I will tell you, my cast ons still need work. And I'm not a perfect knitter by any stretch of the imagination. And you will barely be able to see what I've done here. But I'm into the vertical stripes. So you see the green and the blue. See, I don't have a ton done. You'll be able to see it better next time. But I cast those on last night. And I'm actually... starting a knitting project is always pretty fiddly for me. I have to kind of get through working off the cast on, and then it's better after that. This is in a bag that I made from Lori Holt's Fabric. But I do like knitting. There's something soothing about knitting when I don't feel like stitching. It's just... it's nice. It's nice to knit. It's rhythmic. It's nice. I got some new bags from Tiffany at Black Cat's X Stitchery. She made me this. I sent her fabric. She made me some bags and some goodies. Do you see the needle minder she made me? And the other one I'll show you when I show you my plans, because I've got a project kitted up in there. So the other haul I have is I got the last two Cottage Garden samplings. I got the reindeer and the beaver and the fancy floss for them both. So here's the plans. Gail and I want to start this Thanksgiving weekend. So we are going straight to the reindeer to finish up the winter series of animals. I have the fox and the swans already done and FFO'd. That will mean that we will be able to put these three animals out for our winter season. Then spring animals will be done because we've already done the ferret will be done. We've done the raccoon and the rabbit. And then after that, we will work on our summer animals. And then we will go into the fall animals. So we're basically trying to stitch them a season ahead so that we have them done for the next season, which is how we should have done them this last year, but we were a little late to the bandwagon on these, so yeah, that is it. But this is getting started Thanksgiving weekend. Therefore, this one needs to be done because I'm not having two of them going. We're getting this done so I can lower my WIP count to raise it up one to do this. So that's the plan for that. Video is not going to be as long as I thought it was going to be. I'm toying around with fabrics for the reindeer between these two. Let me pull out the pattern. I'm going to need to do a floss toss on these and see. I think it's going to be this one. I'm pretty sure it's going to be this one. That one is, what is it? It's a mystery by Bee Stitch Me. It's from when I was in the monthly Fabric of the Month Club. I do think that's going to work better and look more like, sorry about the glare, the called for. A little darker, but it'll work. It'll work, but I'm pretty sure that's the one I'm going to do. What else do I have? I have a start. So if you've been watching, you know that Gail from Gail's Gold Needle gifted me a Plum Street pattern sampler called Live on Little. I'm going to start this next Friday on November 11th, which is Veterans. Is it Veterans Day? Yes. I'm starting this on November 11th. I am starting this on a piece of 36 count Attic Lace by Lakeside Linen. Very creamy, nice, 36 count. I'm stitching it with the called for DMC. And I'm looking forward to starting it. And I have this in one of my other new bags from Tiffany at Black Cat Extra Tree. I sent her this fabric. It's a Tula Pink rework. And she made me a bag out of it. But I love her bags. Not gonna lie. And I think I'm looking around. Is that all I have? It is. It's all I have. It's been a busy week. I say that every week. I feel like as you get older, the weeks just go by faster. I had been talking about, and I think I've talked about it on here, about in 7 or 8 months, I was planning to go part-time. Matt and I, my husband Matt, him and I have been married 27 years. And we have a couple things in the works, plans-wise, that we would like to accomplish, which would mean I probably will continue to work for at least the next 4 years, which is fine. But in that decision, at least that decision for now, I have decided to just look at things a little differently, which has lightened my spirit. I'm hoping that's coming across today in my video. Let's hope I can keep that up and keep that moving. I think mental health is very important. I preach it here. I talk to friends about it. Mental health is very important. And it's not being a wuss or anything to say you need a day. That's my thing around here. I tell my husband I need a day. And so then I have a day where I just kind of putz and do whatever I want to do as far as crafting goes, as far as my schoolwork goes, without any deadlines or pressure or any of that. And I do think that those kinds of things become very important. Stitching is very much crafting in general is very much a coping mechanism for me. But I have other things that are coping as well. And this nice weather here is helping because we're outside a whole lot more than we normally are this time of year. So, stay tuned. Plans are plans, and for me, I have a dry erase board here. Let me see if I can move you so you can see it. My Huckleberry Farm. I have a dry erase board right here. And on that board, I have listed 23 WIPs. And I've had lots of thoughts going through my head. I don't want to plan anything because then I don't do it. But I don't want to just start all the things and not finish all the things. I have, I think, 34 WIPs at the moment. Some things I just don't want to stitch on, so I don't pick them up. Other things I want to stitch on, so I do pick them up. So we're going to continue that. But I think this rotation has worked out really well for me to have a travel, a morning, kind of a stitch along with the Year in the Woods. And then I have one other project typically that I'm working on. And I think what I'm going to try to do is just make that one other project something that I could possibly get finished before the end of the year. Because I have things I do want to start next year. And this year I've done really good. I've only started like the Year in the Woods, but then they finish. I think I've had like 3 or 4 other starts. And I feel like that's pretty good. Next year I would love to, peeking back at all my kitted things. I'd love to start some of these things that I have kitted and ready to go. So we'll see how that works. And, but yeah, those are my plans, to just keep doing what I'm doing and doing what makes me happy. So you do what makes you happy. And hopefully you saw something you liked today. And if not, come back next week because it could be totally different. All right. Peace out. Have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.